Well, I don't know if I can start because I don't see Wallbant live, everybody. So I'm just waiting to see if Wallbant is live before I start the whole rigmarole. And I just don't see that he's live. So I don't know if anybody... Is that Moodoos on the stencil ready slide? Well, if you know enough to ask, you know the answer. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if Wallbant is live and then we can get started. But I just don't see that Wallbant is live. Your Wi-Fi is bad. Oh my God, Wallbant, what the heck? No more internet problems. Oh my goodness. No more. Well, hello, Tetris citizens. It's your old pal Vandy back with more DAS Masters for June 2025. And I don't know if I'm going to go through the whole opening rigmarole since this is really a match that is in progress. When last we met you, we had Peak versus Wallbant. And we were tied 1-1. Peak ran into some internet issues and we were unable to complete the match, but now we are back, and of course, that means Wallbant would experience some internet issues, so we are delayed a little bit. So we are back now. Did I mix chemicals? No, something went down the wrong pipe, which... oh man, I'm like dying right now. So let me just make sure the players' cameras are good. Somehow they're in a different position from, from the last time, so I just gotta fix those and we can get started. But we will show you where where we're at with DAS Masters. God, I'm really just dying. So right now we have we have one. We have one of our top 16ers determined. That's going to be Dog versus Andy in the blue bracket. That is it. That is all the progress we have made in DAS Masters so far. But what we've got for you right now is going to be in the purple bracket, Peak versus Wallbant. That's already tied at 1-1. The winner will be taking on Nenu. And then eventually the winner of that will take on Bendy later in the month. So that is what we have got during this broadcast. Now, this is not all we have going on today. We have a lot going on today. And after this bracket, we will have DAS Masters Orange. That's going to be Scamper versus Oeuf means egg. Winner versus Weisbrot. And then we've got 2 Masters brackets. What are those going to be? Those are going to be green. That's happening 4 hours from now. It's going to be Peak versus Guafi, because we already have done round 1. But yeah, Peak versus Guafi. And so that's a solo kind of stream there, just kind of a one-off. And then a little bit, about 6.5 hours from now, we will have Masters Purple. And where is that? Excuse me. That is going to be Tetris Time versus Eliash Sodium Overdose. We'll take on the winner of that. So yeah, we got I don't know, I wouldn't say a full day, but we've got a goodly number of matches for you today. But we're going to start off with Das Masters Purple, the completion of that. We don't need to go through all the rules because, players, we've already done this. You were here. You sat through it already. Don't need to do that. But I will remind the fans that they can contribute to the prize pool, and that is where all the prize pool comes from. It's you, the fans or the viewers or whoever you are watching this for your own reasons. Yeah, go use the Matcherino command in chat if you're watching live. That'll bring up 2 links. The second link is the one for Das Masters. Click on that to be taken to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. And once you're there, top right-hand corner is where you log in. You can use your existing Twitch or YouTube account to log in. It's so easy. Then click the button that says contribute, and you're on your way. If we get to our $1,000 incentive this month, we will pay our top 8. Otherwise, we will be paying only our top 4. And, this is a huge way to support the classic Tetris scene and the DAS scene particularly. It's become sort of the flagship online DAS tournament. So if you want to encourage DAS players to keep DASing and keep coming back and playing tournaments, well, this is a great way to do it. If you want to support the channel, you can do that. Go to patreon.com/monthly Tetris, and you can be like the people on your screen who are all helping to keep this thing going. And so big shouts to all these people, and the biggest shouts go to Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9, Tacky, Corporal, Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Catkit, and Mila. So thank you all to these patrons. Let's go ahead and get this stuff, I want to say started. Oh wait, that is all incorrect. So what do we need? We're in purple. What is orange? All right, this is a bit of a mess here. Let me fix that. Why is this like this? What is Miles number 17? Why is that there? That doesn't make any sense. Why is that there? Oh, or the Das Master scene. That's why. That is why. We're all good. Perfect. It's hard to get these sentences out while I'm also choking. All right, so let's fix the score. The score is at 1-1. And Wallbant, we do need your hertz and input display turned on. And then we can get underway. Yeah, I'm just dying. I don't know. I somehow I'm drinking coffee and went down the wrong tube, and now I can't talk anymore. All right, players, I'm gonna you can continue to warm up for a little bit if you want to, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you pieces in the chat. The pieces are here. When you are ready, 21C489, 21 Charlie 489. Not allowed to now. Acidic Ascetic says not allowed to die till after the competition. Excuse me. I'm a total wreck. And I don't have to do the intros because we already did them in round one. So we're just starting with game 3. We're pretending that none of this ever happened. Oh, you were in drought mode? Oh, nice. Two one C489. Okay, looks like both players are ready. Game number 3. Let's get them started. Peak, 1 game. Wallbant, 1 game. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3. The winner of this will take on Nenu in round 2. And Peak with the push down points, the aggressive push down points. Vandy, where's the maple cider sticker? Oh, I think that didn't make it into this scene. We'll have to get the maple cider sticker in my new scenes here. I will get them in there, Lori. So anyway, we are continuing this match. You watched match number 2. You saw that we began match number 3, and we had some internet issues and we're not able to continue. So we are now continuing. 35,000 for Peak, 31,000 for Wallbant. Hannes Mio says, I got my first 500K today, and the game after I got 570K. Yeah, that's how it seems to work. Like, once you unlock a certain milestone, it just seems to click, and then you get it much more often. You've leveled up. So congratulations. 81,000 for Wallbant. Long bar down. Tetris 104. 63,000 for Peak. Is the stream layout supposed to show round 2? No, it is supposed to show round 1, Winter. And I failed you. Wallbant gonna miss with that Z piece, and that's gonna create some additional gappage in the stack, so he's gonna have to take care of that. The Peak is clean, so this is gonna allow Peak to get into the lead or cut into the lead. And it is basically tied. Peak set up for a Tetris long bar in, gets it 158, 135 for Wallbant. Just finishing up his cleanup, now is established with a Tetris well and gets it 159. So still really close. Can you be an executive producer? No, because you were far too polite in mentioning that it said round 2 instead of round 1. So you don't have what it takes to be an executive producer. You weren't whiny and entitled enough there, Winter, to be an official CTM executive producer. 207 for Wallbant, 249 for Peak. Tetris Wallbant 229, 273 for Peak. So Peak now up by about 42,000 points. Well, all right, now the lines are tied actually, so it's about a 20,000 point lead when the lines are tied for Peak. You can't pin on mobile, is that right? You can't pin chats on mobile. Didn't know that. Or is it just like really hard to do? You can now? Oh, Ben Squirrely, you have caused chaos and havoc. It's now there's no excuse, guys. 324 for Wallbant, 322 for Peak. So yeah, neck and neck, eyelash to eyelash, toe to toe, or whatever it is. I never liked eyelash to eyelash. That's a little too intimate. And neck is not all that great either. Okay, Peak here with a Spire that he's got to work around. And this is tough, but oh, that left side. Can he get this down? He can only bring... No, now he can't bring it down anymore. And that is going to be a top out for Peak. Could not resist the lure of putting that long bar over to the left and bringing it down. And yeah, that's going to cut it off. Wallbant, you are good in game number 3. You're going to go up 2 games to 1. What language is eyelash to eyelash? Yeah, I don't know, but if you remember Chris Forrest, he used to say eyelash to eyelash, and I never liked it. All right, new pieces for these players. DDEDA5, eyelash to eyelash. We've got a long day of Tetris ahead of us, folks. There's going to be Tetris until late into the Texas evening. Not late, but fairly late. I mean, we'll probably get over at 9 p.m. It's 12:52 today. All right, Wallbant quickly trying to learn how to play Tetris in the last moment here. No, it's good. You got to get your... Yeah, you got to warm up, you know, on deck circle. All right, I'm worried about Wallbant because Wallbant had Wi-Fi issues before the stream, so let's see if we can refresh Wallbant. What is he, seed 28? Seed 28. Wallbant's head not blocking the maple leaf anymore in bug. Well, Wallbant's head was not blocking it. Eyeballs was because of the hair. There's a lot of players with hair that block important features of their country's flag. Yeah, Wallbant offline. And what happened? Why did this camera move? My camera keeps moving. I don't know why exactly. There we go. This match is cursed. Poor Wallbant. I quit. I quit. That was you restarting the stream. Okay. The pieces are DDEDA5. Let's make sure they're on that. Yeah. And they're both ready. Let's get them started while we can. No, Winter, you can be an executive producer. Just go over to YouTube chat Or actually go over to not YouTube chat, but YouTube comments. That's where it is. YouTube chat is wonderful. YouTube comments are mostly good, actually. They've been getting better as we've been removing nasty people. I can understand the impulse to say nasty things on the internet. I understand the impulse to do it. I don't understand the choice to do it. $50,000 for Wallbant, $53,000 for Peak. Okay, Wallbant gets Tetris ready and gets the Tetris 119 for Wallbant here in game number 4. 124 for Peak. Cox Danny J says, comments on videos talking about Scooty last year were always a fun mix. What could anyone possibly say? I don't even understand how anyone could say anything about really nearly everyone, I just don't get it. 167 for Wallbant, 173 for Peak. And a lot of people go, oh, well, that's just people on the internet. But yeah, the people on the internet are the same people walking around, They're in the line at the grocery store, they're at the mall, or your auto mechanic, whatever. That's people. It's crazy. 236 for Wallbant, 199 for Peak. Brit QK says, what is everyone's PB? Oh my God. Danny says, I remember the top comment on a video a long time ago was just, you have a stupid face. Why would you type that to another human being who you don't even know? Why would you do that? So dumb. Tetris for Peak, 315, 245 for Wallbant. Another Tetris Wallbant, 291. So Peak needs to win this one to force a deciding Game 5. The winner of this match will play against Nenu. How does one set an official PB? Like this. 409 for Peak, 359 for Wallbant. Oh, I wonder, I should go back to the VOD of the other, the first 2 games that happened a few days ago, and see if players are wearing the same clothing. I mean, that would be amazing continuity. Danny, now, come on. $414 for Wallbant, $487 for Peak. $462 Wallbant, And Wallbant back by, right now, back by 12 lines. So still 14 lines to go for Wallbant till 19. Peak is 1 line away. He's going to have to take a burn into it. Going to try to, yeah, kind of an awkward burn there, but into 19, 540. Really would love a bar here. That T gets over. Long bar gets over just barely. Oh my word. Tactorus has gifted a sub to Pines Acutely. Thank you, Tacky. 539 for Wallbant. So their 19 entry scores are pretty close. Long bar in for Wallbant, 565. All right, Pete gets that T over. All right, Peak trying to keep this board low. Oh, beautiful bar for the middle of the board to bring this down, resolve that dependency. Is now set up for a Tetris. Building out that left side, waiting for the bar. There's the bar and the Tetris for Peak. 645, level 23. 626 for Wallbant, still on 21. All right, Peak's board getting a little high here for 19. Of course, if you're watching a rolling game, not very high, but once you get about, 8, 9, 10 unclean board, rows high, you start to worry a little bit, but Peak getting it taken care of. 715 for him, 644 for Wallbant. That left side needs some attention for Wallbant. Okay, Wallbant, yeah, still trying to fight this down. All right, that T gets over, and Wallbant has brought the stack back down. Now trying to build out again. There's a square to get Tetris ready, and the long bar for the Tetris. 698 for Wallbant. Now, Wallbant has got 34 lines to go. There's a Tetris, and now 30 lines to go until level 29. That speed is going to double, and it will be basically unsurvivable. Peak now with 11 lines to go. Peak really 19, 20 lines ahead. Oh, and Wallbant, yeah, kind of knows the situation, knows he's far behind, and that is going to be a top out for Wallbant, going for the dirty Tetris 5 rows up in column 8. Bar never came. Peak is going to enter 29 at 940. Yeah, so Wallbant really needed to go pretty hard from where he was, so it was the right thing to do. But Peak is going to tie it up 2 games apiece. We got ourselves a decider. Brit QK says doing the seed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be funny. I mean, would it? I mean, you would just type it in, they would start, and then they would start playing. I don't know if it would be that funny. It would be maybe mildly amusing for a split second. I mean, I wouldn't be guffawing, Maybe a little chuckle if it came up organically. All right, looks like both players are ready. AAC 340, they are on seed. They have signaled ready. They are ready to start. It's a decider. Peak versus Wallbant. 3-2-1 Tetris. We do stuff like that on Tetris Wars, says Danny. Yeah, it's a laugh riot. It's a laugh riot. Where's the maple cider? Yeah, I don't. It's not on this scene. I recreated all my scenes because I wanted to be able to switch effortlessly between DAS and Masters. And I didn't have the maple cider on it, but we'll add it. Okay, we are underway in game number 5, 118 for Wallbant, 97,000 for Peak. The winner of this single game will move on to round 2 to take on Zafania Nenu. Ryan's alt account for Twitch, first time chatter, says, crazy idea, use DAS on easier levels and hypertap on harder levels so you can hypertap for longer. In hypertap tournaments, no rolling. All right, thank you for your contribution. Tetris Peak 224, 174 for Wallbant. Ryan's alt account for Twitch says, I just started playing Tetris a day ago, so I don't know much. All I know is they're rolling, hypers, tapping, and DAS and. All right, thanks, Ryan. $228 for Wallbant, $251 for Peak. Peak's board getting a little bit high, maybe more than a little bit high, so he's got to bring this down. You know, the ceiling for scoring so low in a DAS event. It's so hard to give up really any pace here with extended digs, so Peak going to get out of that while still having a score lead. Gets the Tetris. Only 230 lines available. Seems so limiting nowadays in the rolling era with level 39 accessible, reachable. All right, now Wallbant trying to bring this down. And remember, players, if you do experience a technical or internet issue, just do keep playing. Just in case, since both of these players have experienced internet issues in this match. Just remember that. 280 for Wallbant, 349 for Peak. Ryan's alt account for Twitch says, I'm part of the MC competitive community where CPS matters a ton, so I was just thinking about that because typically you'll jitter click and single click after you're tired. Whew. Need some punctuation. And any punctuation will do, Ryan. 352 for Wallbant, 400 for Peak. Okay, Peak just 2 lines away from 19, and he's going to transition into 19 with a 453. Wallbant 8 lines away. And I don't know where he's going to steal 2 Tetrises from before 19, but at least wants to bring this stack back down a little bit. Okay, 1 line away for Wallbant. Yeah, and he's got that long bar over to the left, so he's got a lot of material to burn against. So that is good for Wallbant. 413, 511 for Peak on level 20. Wallbant back by about 10 lines. Peak gets Tetris ready, gets the Tetris 539. Wallbant with a Tetris well set up. Board getting a little bit high here, though. Needed to extra effort there to get that T to the right to get some burns. Tetris Wallbant 472, 551 Peak. Wallbant set up again. Peak gets a Tetris 581. Peak with a 100,000 point lead, also ahead by 14 lines, though. Okay, Peak now try to bring this stack down. Oh, kind of a maybe early DAS load for Peak is going to be challenging for DAS. That right side for Peak, what can he do? Can he get a bar over? No! And that is going to be a top out for Peak at 626. Wallbant has a chase down target of 627. Going to block that well, didn't know it yet. And a bunch of bars come for Wallbant. A little bit of stream delay here. Wallbant is going to take that triple, needs to get to 627. Yeah, just as Peak topped out, Wallbant just got like a whole bunch of bars that he couldn't quite use for a Tetris. And one more line clear should do it, and that is going to do it. Wallbant is going to take this decider. Peak, you did great. Wallbant will be moving on, though. So GG's to Peak. And Wallbant, you must remain because you are about to play Zafania Nenu. And go ahead and report this to the Centralized Tetris Reporting Agency, the CTRA. Is that what it is? 3 to 2 monthly Tetris. And now the website isn't working. Just the internet just totally does not work anymore anywhere. Oh, Wallbant. All right. Grind his way to a 29. Okay, so what is Nenu should be number 12. All right, we'll fix our scene up a little bit. Round 2. Get rid of the decider. Fix that cam up. Ba-da-da-da-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Scariest chase down of your career. Yeah, it was weird. It was just as Pika topped out. He got those like 3 long bars out of 4 pieces. It was really weird. What's up, Nenu? Hey, Danny, consider changing your name to something like Real, because that actually shows up on Discord, and that name field is actually pretty useful for commentators to know what, to have an idea of what to actually call you. And I don't think you can guarantee that every single restreamer knows you by name or knows what you prefer to be called. So, and also you don't want to encourage memeing in the information in the bot. So I would gently ask you to consider changing it to something reasonable. Kingsman is here. Ryan, oh my God, Ryan, you've used punctuation. You've used a question mark in your, I am so proud of you. Ryan, you've come a long way in your brief time in this chat. I am so proud. All right, let's get these players some pieces. $5F87BA. When you're ready, players. Winter. What? Come on. Thank you, Winter. Appreciate that. See, this is leadership, Winter. You're exhibiting leadership. And what are you, like 20 years old? And then Danny is a grown adult. So, who's more mature? Right? $5F87BA. Looks like both players are on seed, and it's round 2 in Classic Tetris Monthly Das Masters. The winner of this match between Nenu and Wallbant will move on to the top 16. Let's get him started in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There it is. Tetris. Wallbant's probably a little bit delayed. It's fine. On the left side of your screen, it is Zafania Nenu, aka Nenu. Nenu qualified into seed number 12. And in virtue of that fact, got a 1-round bye, so gets a start here in round 2 in this flat bracket format. Nenu qualified into that seed 12 with a 1.03 average, or million, average of 2 in a 1-hour qualifying period. Nenu is from Indonesia. Is one of, only 11 players with a DAS 1.3. So he's got that 1.311 million good for about 7th on the overall leaderboard. Nenu was ranked number 6 in the most recent Premier poll. The Premier poll is, at least for DAS, is a quarterly ranking of DAS players that is maintained by Pumpy Heart, and the survey it polls Tetris broadcasters and organizers and other luminaries. And Nenu is ranked number 6, I think, in that poll, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Wallbant has an issue. Players are on different seed. Oh, they are on different seed. Okay. They are on different seed. Okay. Well, we'll restart. All right, we're gonna go ahead and restart this game, so I get to redo the intro, which is very nice. I didn't realize they were on different seeds. I thought I looked, but I guess they were on different seeds. We'll do 6A, A7, D5. Danny, the thing to put into the name field, actually, guys, if you want that, is what you would want when you're not memeing, what you would sincerely want put in these boxes, right? These, like where it says Nenu and Wallbant, what would you want put in there, right? Now, I don't always 100% go by that. Sometimes I'll go by your Discord name or just use my judgment, but that would be the best thing to put in there, like exactly as you want it styled and exactly what you would want it to say. It's not binding on me or any other streamer, but that is the best thing to do. Okay, well, we are really for real starting this time, and I guess I will seed check very carefully. 6AA, 7D5. Oh, Nenu was the one who put. All right, well, blame Nenu. Hashtag blame Nenu. All right, looks like both players are ready. Wow, to start game 1 of Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters Round 2 Purple Bracket. Let us get them started. It's Nenu and Wallbant. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is Nenu. Nenu qualified into seed number 12 with a 1.038 average of his best 2 games played in a 60-minute qualifying period. Nenu received a 1-round bye in virtue of his top 16 seeding. Nenu from Indonesia has a 1.3 million with DAS, one of just, I think it's like 11 or 12 players, somewhere in there. Nenu is ranked number 6 in the most recent DAS Premier poll. You can go to premierpoll.com, Premier with an E at the end, to see the full rankings. That is a ranking of Tetris players, which for DAS is done on a quarterly basis. And you can go check out that whole thing over there. Nenu, making his 7th appearance in DAS Masters, has been in the finals 1 time. That was in our first month ever with this tournament. That was in July 2024. Also finished in the top 4 twice. And that was this year, January and February. Nenu, also a 2-time CTM Masters event winner. Won the Masters event back in September of 2019 and May of 2021. Also a Challengers Circuit winner, I believe 2 times, January of 2020, September 2022. He's also been in the gold bracket of CTWC 2 times, and those were during the online years. Nenu so far haven't been able to get him out to in-person CTWC, maybe one day. But in 2020, Nenu was in the semifinals and then followed that up the next year with a top 8 appearance. And that is Nenu. 153 for him, 115 for Wallbant. On the right side of your screen, it is Wallbant. Seed number 28 from Canada, qualified in with a 942. Has a DAS PB of 1.18 million. That's good for about 78th on the PB leaderboard. This is Wallbant's 5th appearance in DAS Masters. He's finished as high as the top 16, which he did last month, May 2025. Made it into the top 16. Wallbant's also played in the Masters event a few times and has made it as far as the top 8, which he did in February of 2023. 3-time Future Circuit winner, 1-time Hopeful Circuit winner. He's been in CTWC Gold Bracket 3 times the last 3 years. He was 2nd at the Boston Regional last year, top 4 in Montreal as well. And has high finishes in the level 12 formats, that tournament that put on by Evesy and Pumpy Heart variously. So that is Wallbant, 222,000. Now a Tetris for him, 247, 284 for Nenu. Tetris for Wallbant, 270. This match is a best of 5, so the first player to 3 victories is the winner, and we'll move on to the top 16. The winner of this will play, Bendy later in the month in that top 16. And this match event, the winner of this match or the next match or whatever, eventually is at risk of having to play Andy or Dog in the top 8 because blue is paired with purple in our bracket setup. 345 for Wallbant, 383 for Nenu. We do have another DAS Masters bracket starting in 32 minutes, or basically as soon as this match completes. That's going to be the orange bracket. You'll see Scamper versus Oeuf Means Egg, the winner versus Weisbrot. What's up, Chess? 418 for, actually, same score for both players, one line apart. Wallbant into 19 at about 440. Nenu in at about 466. All right, Wallbant gonna wait out a drought. Long bar over at Tetris. Wallbant 474. My goodness, it's June, and so that means, we started this tournament in July of last year, so we will have wrapped up basically our first year of DAS Masters. Of course, we didn't do a DAS Masters every single month, but next month will have been a year since we started this tournament, and boy, it's been super fun to do it. It's kind of a passion project. And I'm glad that we have a freshly invigorated DAS scene in 2024, 2025. Oh, Wallbant going to get that piece over to the left side. And that was really critical for him to have done that. And he gets a Tetris on the right side. 565 for Nenu. Tetris for Wallbant. 585. So both players now safe. But you're really never truly safe in DAS. I mean, DAS is such a difficult play style to do well. Really high precision is required. And of course, precision is needed in all of NES Tetris. But, you know, rolling play style, you have a lot of ability to fix mistakes or survive mistakes. DAS, not like that at all. Like one mistake and you can instantly find it to be game over. 657 for Wallbant, 649 for Nenu. Nenu gets a Tetris 680. Abby Normal says, it's been great to see players like Nenu again with this tournament. Oh, Wallbant, I think with the early shift of that long bar. And now he's got to sort of figure out what to do here. He's actually setting up for dirt. He's kind of selling out the stack a bit to get this Tetris. And yeah, not going to get the bar. And this is not survivable. So Wallbant not playing it safe and getting burned. 695 top out for Wallbant. Nenu is good in game number one. Now maybe, yeah, Wallbant probably had to do that because Nenu had a fairly decent lead with only 30 lines left. So can't blame Wallbant for that at all. But definitely aggressive. Gamble didn't pay off that time. So Nenu takes game number one. Okay, new pieces for the players when they're ready. E9, F1, A8. Okay, both players are on seed. Both players have signaled ready, so let's get them started here in game number two. Nenu up 1-0. Abby Normal with the $10 contribution to the prize pool. Thank you so much, Abby Normal. Really appreciate that. I'm sure the players do as well. And we still have 9 contribution codes over in the Match Arena for DAS Masters. So we could clean that up like right now. If you want to help these players out, get them all the free money that we can get them, head on over to the Match Arena, use the Match Arena command in chat to get the links. Click on the one for DAS Masters, and you just log in and click a button that says claim code, and then you can leave. So, all right, Andrew, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but Andrew, thank you. Oh, is that Andrew Meep? I think it's Andrew Meep. Could be wrong. But anyway, thanks, Abby, for the $10 contribution. Also, serial number got in there at some point with a $5 contribution as well. Appreciate that. That is Andrew Meep. 118 for Nenu. Kind of a slow start here for Wallbant. 37,000, but he's going to get a Tetris. He's at 60,000 now with a good board and a Tetris well. I see up chesses. Profile pick there. So yeah, up chess claim to code. You're all getting in there. 6 left. Paul Wynn, thank you. Five to go. Our borrow is here. Welcome. 132 for Wallbant. 191 for Nenu. Tetris Wallbant 156, 48 lines, 215 Nenu, 49 lines. Wallbant going to set up that little overhang with the S to tuck that square in. Get Tetris ready against Tetris. All right, we're just around halfway to the 19 transition. Nenu at 309. So he's on pace for like a high 500s, low 600s. Wallbant on pace for about a 500K transition. But of course, a lot can happen between now and the 19 transition. That will be happening in about, now 50 some odd lines. That speed will increase by 50%. And that will be the last playable speed for these DAS players. Tetris for Wallbant, 388, 429 for Nenu. Of course, Wallbant took part in CTWC Gold Bracket this year. Did win a round 0 match against Jerpy, but of course ran into a world championship in world champion in round 1, Fractal. So yeah, that's a tough tournament, man. It's no problem. Just world champion in round 1. No big deal. It's kind of an interest. If you look at Wallbant's bracket, so Wallbant beats Jerpy, Fractal beats Wallbant, Blue Scooty beats Fractal. Oh, no, I was going to say, I thought every time somebody won, the next person they lost. I thought, no, because Blue Scooty did win 2 rounds in a row. But there's a direct line between Wallbant's bracket and Alex T, who did win that. Spoiler alert. 536 for Nenu, 531 for Wallbant. Nenu into 19 at 562. Wallbant 555. 1 line until 19 transitions. A couple of skims there and a Tetris for Wallbant 581. Yeah, Alex T's performance really so dominant. Swept through the entire tournament. Oh no, Nenu's left side. That is going to probably be, if it's survivable, it's a miracle. If anybody can pull it off, Nenu can, but not going to be able to do it this time. And Wallbant is good. Wallbant was ahead when Nenu topped out. So Wallbant going to tie it up a game apiece. Yeah, Alex T's CTWC so dominating, swept through the entire thing. And that was after a month in CTM where Dog swept through the entirety of the May tournament. You got just 2 players who are just capable of, dominating so thoroughly. Okay, new pieces for these players. Yeah, I mean, plus in this era where there are so many good players, skill level is so close compared to, previous years, especially the early years, there was like one great player and the rest were just kind of all right, we're decent, and then a lot of just kind of ballast. But now, I mean, there's very little in the way of players who can't knock out another player. It seems like CTWC now, like anybody could beat anybody. So to get through completely unscathed, no losses, it's crazy. There was a time when the seeds were pinned. Wallbant looking for that pin seed. CDDBC5. Why don't you pin it, Wallbant? You're a mod. Pin the seed. Oh wait, no, that is not the seed. That is not the seed. No. The seed is right. The seed is right. You guys are good. All right, let's go ahead and start. I hit the wrong button. I literally hit the wrong button. All right, I confused the player. No, you're good. Players are good. They are starting with the ZLJO. All right. The good old ZLJO. So what was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between Nenu and Wallbant. I literally hit the wrong button. Back a few months ago, I would say I hit the wrong button, but no, I actually literally typed the wrong thing into chat, but this time I did hit the wrong button. Prize pool is up to 81.52, and we've got 4 codes remaining. JNV11, thank you for doing contribution code. 4 left. And you bystanders, you think, someone will get it. No, you need to help. So if you have not done a claim code and you are sitting there, especially if you're on a PC, where it's so easy to click a link and go over and do it, we need you. 125 for Nenu, 144 for Wallbant. Okay, Tetris Wallbant 194, Nenu 131. Got some cleanup to do. Nenu still cleaning up here. He's got to uncover the right side and block that well. You see players do that where you think, oh man, shouldn't they just go right in and try to get that Tetris? And no, players will block. They're much more interested in having that clean stack generally than trying to go get that Tetris. So they'd rather burn a few lines down, go attack those holes in the stack than get that Tetris immediately. Has there been a month where there are still unclaimed codes left after the tournament has concluded? No. There have not been. Because people know that it's not okay. Not okay to do that. They know that. But the sooner it gets done, the sooner I can stop hounding people about it. All right, Siler is in. Thank you, Siler. $299 for Wallbant. There's a Tetris. $321, $187 for Nenu. Nenu bringing this down row by row. Finally is open, but yeah, chucks that Z down that column. Our borrow with the 25-cent contribution via the claim code. Two left. Tetris Wallbant 391, 240 for Nenu. This game's been a bit of a grind for Nenu. Our borrow with the $10 contribution to the prize pool. Now let's see, it looks like our borrow has left a message. I wonder what it says. Any guesses as to what our borrow's message says, everyone? Who wants to put in a guess? $4.59 for Wallbant, $2.89 for Nenu. Well, what it says, yeah, Mari and Chen have got it. It says, join Tetris for the non-pros at tnp.tetris.lol. I encourage you all to do that. $5.27 for Wallbant, $3.57 for Nenu. TNP is like CTL's little brother. Nenu is into 19 at 4:06. Wallbant just one line away. Gets Tetris ready. And waiting on a bar that's going to send him into 19 with a Tetris. And there's the double and then the Tetris. $5.61 for Wallbant. Okay, Tetris for Nenu. That square didn't land in the middle of the board, though, so it's a little gap that he's going to have to take care of. Goes right to work attacking it. 602 for Wallbant. 477 for Nenu. You can see the quick taps happening. Wallbant with a bad board, going to opt to take a triple just for safety. He's going to start building for Tetrises again. Tetris Wallbant 668, 567 for Nenu. Tetris Wallbant 707, 605 for Nenu. Sir Kooky says, if Tetris tournaments were family members, who would be who? Let's see. CTWC would be the divorced dad who wants a big congratulations because he comes around once a year. And, CTM would be your stepdad that is actually there for you day in, day out. C59 for Wallbant, 710 for Nenu. All right, Nenu with the Tetris, 789. Now 824 after a Tetris, level 28. Nenu up by about 50,000 points, but Wallbant, 11 lines behind, will have some lines to work with here. So Nenu might want to consider, I'm not sure, maybe going for 2. We'll see what he can do, but there's really no way for him to do that except maybe to get 2 quick bars. And that's going to be a top out for Nenu at 861. Wallbant with a Tetris at 851 needs 10,000 points. He's set up for a Tetris. That would seal this game too. If he gets it, he's selling out the stack a little bit, takes a skim. If he takes that triple, is that enough? And the long bar gets over, and that is the Tetris for Wallbant. And he will take game number 3. Now, Tetris is going into 29. We're worth only 9,000. So that taking those triples would not have done it. Maybe he could have gotten additional line clears after that. But yeah, when he was about 10,000 behind or 11,000 behind, it was Tetris only that would have gotten enough points in one single line clear to get it. So Wallbant clutching out and getting that bar. So GG's to Wallbant. Okay, let's go ahead and get these players some new pieces. You can take a moment. Of course, take your moment. That's fine. All right. We got a player taking a little bit of a personal moment here, so we'll just run an ad real quick. And of course, my dumb joke, I kid the CTWC. CTWC is amazing. And they gave birth to a whole thing. And of course, there are many events throughout the year that bear the CTWC label on them. So they are not only once a year. But that is humor exaggeration, right? There you go. Ogre says CTM calls you champ too often and wears bad cologne. That seems like an uncle kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, stepdads are great. All right, so yeah, we're going to use those pieces. We got 4B359F. Wallbant is, I didn't realize how much Wallbant takes little mini, little practice breaks in between matches. It's kind of Andy-esque. It's fine. You can. But it's very much like Andy. Kind of reminds me of Andy. Andy inspired a whole generation of mini break takers. 4B359F. Well, usually, Wallbant's on time, though. So that's the thing. All right, looks like both players are ready. It is game number 4. Wallbant up 2-1. Nenu needs to win to force a decider. Well, that's the other thing is Wallbant. Yeah, Wallbant is usually on stencil. I should do another stencil clinic, one of these days, and just show up, stencil office hours, you can put your, all you got to do is stream to your channel and put your capture on the screen, fill up the thing, and I will tell you exactly what trims and transforms to do in OBS to be perfectly on stencil, right? So the exact digits to use. All right, Nenu in a bit of trouble, kind of a pesky gap there in column 8, leading to some really tricky high digging. And this is not a gimme by any means. This is really tough. Oh no, Nenu is going to top out at 38,000. And Wallbant is good. In game number 4, Wallbant will be moving on to the top 16. The early top out for Nenu. Well, GG's to you, Nenu. Always a pleasure. Hope to have you in future months. I don't know. Maybe can we see Nenu in Tap Masters? I don't know. We'll see if we can lure Nenu into into Tap Masters. Who knows? But GG's Wallbant, you will be moving on. Got to actually play the game to be good, man. LOL. Well, you're pretty good, Nenu. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and report the results of this match. So we'll show you what we got. Wallbant, you will be playing up against Bendy. And if you can get through Bendy, you're going to play Dogger Andy. So that's good. Oh, look at that. Flexing. Very impressive. What is this? Monthly Tetris. Okay. Where is this? That's Masters. Das Masters. And let's refresh it. Okay, yeah. So Wallbant will be taking on Bendy in the top 16. So we've got 1, 2. Do we have another? I think that's it. I think we just have 2 of our top 16ers determined. We're about to do another one. I'm going to go offline to try to get the VOD to show up properly on YouTube. So I am going to just end stream, and I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll start the next one. Okay. And then we'll thank everybody, and we'll do the whole thing. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop stream. So Twitch, you stick around here. YouTube, go meet me on the other stream. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Yeah, Twitch people, you stick around.